911, where's your emergency?
Hello.
Hello. Is everything okay?
My mommy and daddy.
Uh-huh.
I think there's a bullet on the floor.
There's a what?
And there's blood coming out of my dad's mouth, and he fell off the bed.
He did. Where's Mommy at?
I don't know. I think they're dead.
What do you mean, sweetheart?
I don't know.
Okay, your daddy's on the floor. How old are you?
I'm 5 years old, and I have a dog in the house.
Okay, baby, okay. Let me get somebody right over to you. Did you go in your mommy and daddy's room?
And there's blood.
All over the place?
Not all over. There's blood on the bed and blood on the floor.
Oh, my goodness. And you have your little doggie with you?
And 3 cats.
Well, and you got some cats, too?
3 cats and 1 dog.
Okay. Are you the only one there besides Mommy and Daddy?
I said Mommy and Daddy, and they didn't even answer.
Okay.
In the early hours of the 28th of March 2005, 5-year-old Tia Hernlen called 911, saying that she had just found both her parents lying on the floor in their bedroom and covered in blood. Donna, the 911 operator, spoke to little Tia and tried to keep her calm and focused whilst waiting for the officers to arrive at the house. When they finally arrived, to their utmost horror, they found 5-year-old Tia still on the phone to Donna and her mother Julie dead in the bedroom. Lying next to Julie was her husband Aeneas, Tia's father, who was still clinging onto life. Who had committed this horrible act, and why had they done it? Was this a robbery gone wrong, or was this a brutal act of revenge? Julie Morgan met lifeguard Tia Hernlen on Daytona Beach, and they quickly fell in love. They were both fun-loving people and shared a passion for surfing, going out to surf whenever they could, seeking new experiences. They moved to the Virgin Islands where Aeneas had family, and here they married. They later moved back to Florida near New Smyrna Beach, where they worked hard to get their bright yellow house with lime green trim and a pink door. In the year 2000, Julie and Aeneas had their daughter, Tia Hernlen. It was said that Tia was the center of her parents' world, and they loved to include her in their activities, always choosing movies that they could watch with her when they went to the cinema together. They created a nurturing environment for their daughter, and the time they all shared together was a testament to their close-knit family bond. In 2005, when Tia was 5, Aeneas, who was now 29, had just begun a promising new job. Julie, who was 31 at this point, was due to graduate with honors in May from Daytona Beach Community College as a paralegal. It was said that Julie was an incredible student who studied often and sometimes brought little Tia to the library with her. Some of her professors at the college described Julie as a vibrant student who was always willing to help her classmates. Her close friend Michelle said that Julie wanted to become a paralegal to give people the help they deserved when coming into a law office. She said she had very serious thoughts on a lot of different stuff, and she wanted to bring that into the law office. Sadly, however, Julie would never get to graduate as something terrible would happen 2 months earlier, in March of that year. In the early hours of the 28th of March, 2005, following the instructions her mother Julie had once told her, little 5-year-old Tia pushed 3 numbers into a black and silver portable phone. Tia had just phoned 911, and Donna Chafani answered the call. In this heart-wrenching phone call, brave Tia told Donna how she had just found her parents lying in their bedroom and covered in blood.
And what made you wake up tonight?
I think I heard a gunshot.
You heard a gun?
Yes, and I see a bullet laying on the floor. I think it's a bullet.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Who has a gun in the house?
I don't see a gun, but I'm scared.
Oh, sweetheart, I will not let anything happen to you.
Can you send the deputy down?
I promise I will. And you're only 5 years old?
Mm-hmm.
You are so smart for 5 years old. Wow. Are you off of school this week?
No, I go to school next year.
You do? Oh my gosh, you're not even in kindergarten yet?
No.
Was there anybody else in the house besides you and Mommy and Daddy tonight? Like an uncle or anything?
No, there's no robber in the house.
Okay, well I didn't think there'd be a robber, sweetheart. Did you have anybody staying over the night with you guys tonight?
Mm-mm.
Okay. So, and the doors are all locked and everything like that. Where are you in the house?
Well, I was in my room sleeping until I heard a noise shot and it woke me up.
Oh my goodness. What part of the house are you in at now?
I'm in the one, it's yellow, a whole yellow house, a green with it, a little bit of green, and a pink door.
Oh my goodness, that sounds really cool. Did you pick out the pink door?
No, my mom picked out the colors.
Look, I bet you that's beautiful.
Worried the killer might still be in the house, Donna asked her whether anyone else had stayed over that night and if she was safe and if the doors were locked. Donna said, "I'm thinking I can't let anything happen to this baby. I have to get someone to her now because I can't reach through the phone and pick her up."
Does Mommy and Daddy have a car in the driveway?
2 cars.
2 cars? What kind of cars do they have?
My mom has a Toyota.
What color is that Toyota? Is it dark or gray or silver?
It's red.
Red? Okay. What kind of car does Daddy have?
He has a Jeep. It's black and
Okay,
white.
listen to me.
Reassured that Tia was safe, Donna then asked her to describe her parents' cars, which Tia did incredibly well for her age.
Is your phone the kind of phone you can take with you and walk around? There should be an officer at your front door. I need for you to take your phone with you and walk over to the door and open it for me, okay? And I'm gonna stay on the phone with you, okay? Stay on the phone, all right?
Okay.
My name's Donna, by the way. You are doing a wonderful job. Wonderful job.
And I knew what to do for safer dogs.
You did great.
I knew.
You are wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. You should be very proud of yourself.
I'm to the door. I'm unlocking it.
Okay, you let me know when the officer talks to you. Okay, you go ahead. Okay, you talk to the officer.
Okay, the dispatcher. Okay, tell her I'm here now, okay? You can hang up.
Bye, sweetheart.
He's here.
Okay, sweetheart. You be good, okay? Bye-bye.
County Deputy Brian Williams arrived at the house and found little Tia opening the front door. Brian told Tia that she can now end the conversation with Donna. He then scooped Tia up and put her safely into a police car, where he said she sat quietly, waiting and never flinching for at least an hour, whilst deputies went inside and combed the crime scene. He said, "I felt so bad for her. She didn't cry. I wanted to cry for her." Devastatingly, Julie was found dead in her bedroom, and Aeneas was rushed to Daytona Beach Hospital as he was still alive. But following that day, he succumbed to his injuries. Who had brutally murdered Julie and Aeneas and left this poor, sweet, brave girl scared and alone? Police quickly knew who was responsible for these murders. As it turned out, Julie had filed a restraining order against a 33-year-old man, David Edwards Johnson, 2 months prior. But the judge assigned to the case denied the request, saying no violence was alleged, and it was hard to prove stalking with the allegations. David Johnson had been harassing and stalking the family for some time, as he believed the couple were responsible for his arrest in November of 2004 on charges of growing marijuana and possession of steroids. This was not true, however, and officials confirmed that the couple were not involved in his arrest. But this did not stop David Johnson thinking otherwise. Julie knew that he posed a threat to their safety, and she had expressed her concerns to some people, saying that he was ruining their lives. Julie had kept meticulous records since December of every time Johnson drove by the house or called or made a threat towards them. She wrote down the date, times, and descriptions, and she then filed for a restraining order, which the judge denied. After the order was denied, Julie caught her friend Reddick crying. Reddick said, "Friday afternoon, she knew this was going to happen. She told me if I'm not here next week, this is the reason why, and this is who killed me. The thing that hurts me is that the police did nothing." Basically, Johnson had been charged with a misdemeanor count of stalking earlier in the year, but he had never been arrested. With David Edward Johnson as their prime suspect, police went to arrest him. But when they arrived at his home, it was too late. David Edward Johnson had returned to his home following the murders and had proceeded to take his own life. When officers searched his house, they found newspaper clippings of his November arrest on drug charges taped to his fridge, next to documents detailing his upcoming trial. The sheriff said, "It was almost like it was upsetting him." In the immediate aftermath of the tragic incident, Tia went to live with her grandparents in Central Florida. This transition hopefully provided her with a stable and loving environment during a time of unimaginable grief and confusion. A trust fund was later established in her name at Gulf States Credit Union, and this fund aims to secure her financial future and ensure she had the resources necessary for her upbringing and education, as they recognize the financial challenges that Tia might face in the future. The community also rallied together, expressing their support and sympathy. They aim to ensure that Tia receives the care and support she needed during this difficult time. Both Tia and Donna, the 911 operator, were praised for their extraordinary composure during the call. County Sheriff Ben Johnson said, "Tia's composure is extraordinary given what she had just seen. She was an amazing little girl. The information she gave us and the manner she gave it to us, we wish we could get that out of adults." Donna herself said that this 911 call was one she would never forget, and she hoped that one day she would get to meet Tia and give her a big hug. Following the murders, many of their family members were outraged that the police and the court system did not do more to protect them and failed them. Julie sought help from authorities, and she had even predicted that Johnson might kill the couple one day. She did exactly what she was supposed to do in this situation, but all of her efforts were ignored, and the system failed her. In an email sent to a newspaper, Julie's family wrote, one of her last conversations with police was, "What has to happen? He has to kill me before you do anything." Sheriff Ben Johnson said the case was tragic, but he defended his investigators' actions, saying that they did warn David Johnson to keep his distance from the family. He said, "It's a bad situation and something we don't like to see happen. But when you take someone just this side of possessed, that's someone that's awfully hard to stop." The circuit judge Richard Graham said that he was very upset when he heard about the murders. He recalled the request for the injunction and said that when it arrived, it had very little information. He said, "Had I had more information, I think I would have granted it. Looking back on it, I would have liked to have done it differently, but you review each case on a case-by-case basis." Sheriff Ben Johnson, however, said that he didn't think the injunction would have prevented the attack, saying, "I don't really believe it would have. In a case like this, an injunction is fine for someone who is willing to accept the rules. This individual here was set on taking action. The only way you could have prevented it would be to put him in jail and keep him in jail. There was nothing there to do that. When someone is bound and determined, they are going to do a criminal act. It is hard to stop it." In the following years, Tia and her family sued Johnson's estate in a wrongful death claim for emotional distress, mental anguish, and the loss of Tia's parents. The suit stated, after intentionally killing Aeneas Hernlen and Julie Morgan Hernlen, Johnson left his victims for their child, Tia Hernlen, to discover. Johnson was aware that Tia Hernlen would likely be the first to enter the scene and to make the horrific discovery. Again, I'm not sure what came out of this lawsuit, as there is very little information out there. But as of today, in 2023, Tia Hernlen would be around 23 years old. Again, very little information is known about Tia today, but I'm sure that she's grown into an incredible young woman, and I wish her all the best and success in life. At such a young age, Tia was faced with an unimaginable tragedy, and through it all, she demonstrated remarkable resilience and strength. Her ability to be so composed on the 911 call is a testament to her courage and to her parents for raising such an incredible young girl. As always, my heart goes out to the Hernlen family, in particular to Tia, and I hope that wherever she is today, she's doing well. And as always, rest in peace, Julie and Aeneas Hernlen.